Football is back, ladies and gentlemen, which now means it's time to get your team's football shirt. But I'm not trying to pay £120 for a football shirt. I'm just saying. But I have found the solution for myself and for you, the lovely audience of the Don Husam channel, with your own coupon promo code. And this is the solution, ladies and gentlemen. All you've got to do is just go to okjersey.com. As you guys can see, all the options are there. Of course, I'm a Liverpool fan, you guys already know. And then this is the shirt. Look how amazing it looks. I'm just going to go pick my size. And then after that, I'm going to choose the Premier League patch. And listen, I'm too old to be putting any player names on the back. So I'm just going to get it as it is. I'm going to click add to cart, view cart. And this is the same thing that you guys do on any website. You proceed to check out, you fill in all your information. And then after that, coupon code Husam. When you click this coupon code, you get a 8% discount. Enjoy shopping, guys. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream. Habibi's Wolfie is just fixing his microphone, so he should be with us any second now. Big up to all of you guys. He's here.
Mike,
try to talk. Yes, we can hear you finally. Anyway, big up to everyone locked in. Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing.
Oh shit, we're live.
Go check out. Yeah, we're live. Go check out OK Jersey. Use code Husam for 8% off. And if you are getting a shirt, do go one size up. Or just check the size chart. It's on every single page. So love to every single one of you guys. Also, all the links are in the description for Ashraf's channel, for Wolf's channel, and for Joe's channel. He just couldn't join us today. Of course, as you guys can see on the screen, the legendary Cam today coming clutch. You get me. So big up to you, Cam. Anyway, who do you guys want to start with? You guys want to start with Liverpool? We can start with Liverpool.
This is reverse psychology.
Anyway, so yeah, let's go for
Wait, depends. How long do you guys have, Wolfie and Cam?
I have an hour and 10 minutes, and then I have to go.
That's a good. Like an hour is good for me. Yeah,
an hour and 10 minutes. Hour 15.
Okay. So then maybe we can.
Liverpool.
Maybe we can save the Liverpool cooking a little bit later, because I thought.
Nah, let's start, man. Let's start. Is he slot out yet? Is he slot out yet? Are you slot out yet?
I don't know.
No, I'm not slot out yet.
Why?
He will be probably
because I think he has the solutions in house. He just needs to apply them. Because I don't think the same manager that did all the tactical adjustments last season is like this. Suddenly became dumb and stupid and can't figure out a system and a style to fix things up. So yeah, I think
there's a theory going on. There's a theory going around, Husam, that last season he basically just continued a lot of what Klopp was doing. I know he not fixed Gravity Birds. That sounds wrong.
But instead of you telling me about the theory, do you yourself agree with the theory?
Forget if you agree or not, Ashraf. Forget.
Okay,
no,
I can answer.
He's stalling here.
This will show if you know ball or not.
Because he's been blaming slots for all these defeats. It's like, oh, the players, you don't play them right. Manager. Yet you're being a hypocrite now and saying you're backing this manager who's got it wrong for the last 5-6 games, whatever it is. Like, what are we saying here, bro? Like, seriously.
How's that me being a hypocrite?
You just scared to say it. You just scared to say it. Is that what it is?
No. Why am I scared to say it?
I don't know. Like, you're pandering to the fan base and all that.
Pandering to the fan base when most of them are slot out. How does that make sense?
What, you think most Liverpool
most of them are not slot out?
Shut
Stop
up,
saying that.
Okay, he's pandering. He's
I
pandering.
come to your show. I see the comments.
You guys
I
don't
see some
interact
people
with the
slot
Liverpool
out.
fans like I do. They're definitely way more slot out.
I am talking
Put a
about
poll
your
in the
show.
chat. Put a poll in the chat.
I am a devout Don Husam channel audience member, right? I don't know what the other Liverpool fans are saying. In your comments, there are very few people that say they slot out. Majority are still backing slot. At least from what I've seen.
You guys just don't interact with the Liverpool fans like I do. Even Drifty and
okay, all Liverpool fans in the comments, put one if you're a slot out. Put one in the comments.
There's a lot of them who are slot out. Most of them are slot out, actually. I'm not pandering to any fan base.
Put a poll up. Put a poll up in the chat. Put a poll up.
You know, Wolfie, I don't get it why you always come here on like some personal attack thing when no one attacked you personally ever on this show.
When you say some of the
dumbest shit. You say some of the dumbest shit ever on YouTube, and I never bring it up. Why do you come here and go like, "Oh, are you saying it to just pander to the fan base?" Do I look like the type of guy who gives a fuck to pander to anyone?
A little bit, yeah.
Look how many ones are in the chat, Mister.
I feel like
Hey, it worked.
I don't know.
Let him-
I don't want to speak because I don't want to defend. I'm tired of defending Husam. I really am.
So don't.
I'm tired of it. But like, he doesn't pander to his fan base. I'm pretty sure this was the guy who went on probably one of the most insane anti-Liverpool fan base rants I've ever fucking heard.
Man, Wolfie, this is our mistake. When we found out Cam is joining, we should have sent him the memo before the show,
Yeah,
given him the orientation.
Yeah, I should have sent
Giving
him the brown envelope. Like,
I'm
oh,
the-
let's figure
Okay,
Husam
I
again.
don't-
I'm just saying, like,
This is
I
our
still
mistake,
remember.
guys. Cam has not been oriented well. He's not been onboarded well to the show. He's missed the memo. We apologize for Cam's bad debut so far.
I'm just saying, I'm used to like.
Bring Joe back.
I'm pretty sure like Husam can't go to fucking Merseyside. like, based on some of the shit I've heard you say, I'm like, I don't know about pandering. The top Reds wouldn't probably allow you to step into the arena. So I don't know. That one's tough. I can't say that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not pandering to the fan base. I just
But
think
I
Slot
do
should turn
agree
it
with
around.
the fact that you are heavily against what Slot's been doing, and
Yeah.
I feel, and I get why you're not. I get why you're not Slot out, but like the way you speak, you might as well be like you really
Thank
like,
you.
It's like I will say that it's like I get why
Thank
you're
you.
not, because you're like, I'll give him time to figure out he won shit, this and that. I completely understand that part, but legit for about 5 weeks now, maybe you've been on a press run of how bad Slot has managed this team. That's, to be fair. Like, so I get you're being patient, but I can understand why people would assume you're Slot out, because you
Yeah,
have
no, I understand
destroyed
that
this
point.
shit.
First of all, I'll give you an objective response to it because I don't get this whole Wolfie calling out thing every single week. But big up to, first of all, big up to Football Terrace for the raid. Big up to everyone who just joined us from the Football Terrace. We got 600
up.
people locked in. Make sure, guys, close the live chat, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Do check out our sponsors and use code Husam for 80% off. I want to like the guy with the Falls poster, but he's a man. Lol. Hey, Ed is Go Eagles Go member. You get me? So he's
I'm a
he's
mix
a,
of everything.
yeah, he's definitely on your side when it comes to the NFL side of things, but no one is perfect. So here's the thing with this whole Slot thing. I believe that Slot can turn it around because I think he has all the solutions in house. He just needs to be able to implement a system and a style that puts these players in a position to win. I'm not afraid of saying the word Slot out or turning on any manager, but at the end of the day, I just have to be patient because I think he has the capabilities of turning it around, because this is the same manager that played Diaz as false nine at home to Leverkusen, the same guy that played the box midfield away at Manchester City, the same guy that made Gravenberg the best performing DM, at least in the whole league last season, gave us McAllister's best season, Salah's best season. So this isn't like some scrub bum manager. Like, he's shown his capabilities of managing a side to win games of football. He's shown his capabilities of turning things around. So I'm just being patient with it. But everyone has a cutoff point, and I'm looking at these next 4 games: Palace, Aston Villa, Manchester City, Real Madrid. You get me? So these 4 games are very difficult fixtures, and football is a results-based business. Even the American owner will sack him.
Say you get knocked out of the cup tonight, because I know you're not one of those fans who just plays down the cups. Say you get knocked out by Crystal Palace.
Oh, actually, Husam does, by the way. He doesn't care about the League Cup, which is, by the way, it's exactly my opinion too.
All of a sudden today, it matters to us, though.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah,
in the context of lose 4 games in a row, it matters.
4 games in a row.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Potentially not being in any like, if you drop out of this competition, I don't think your team's built for the Champions League this year. It doesn't seem like you're built for the league, so you got to win something.
They were favorites before the season started.
They were, and then your opinions have to change what you see things. This is the thing. Like, I get it. Listen, I took Liverpool to win back-to-back because of all the business they did. Slot hasn't figured it out.
Yes, yeah.
It's like he hasn't gotten anywhere near figuring it out. Like, not even close. Like, it's actually pretty fucking bad. How he's like, for me, the biggest thing is he doesn't seem to understand how to manage the egos or the person, like the fact that he had to make big buys. He doesn't seem to get how to make it all work, and he seems to be kind of just like Ekitike should not have been dropped. Like, just to form. And when I start seeing managers do shit like, oh, I got to play Isaac because he costs a lot, because that's what's happening. There's no other explanation. I question their managerial skills, because being a good coach is more than just being a good tactician, and understanding how to mold the players together. And like Salah's clearly pissed off. I'm sorry. Like I've watched a couple Liverpool games, and there's been multiple times where he just looks like, bring back my guys. He looks very frustrated with the current team. So that's on the manager too. Like you have basically the player who was the best player in the world, who won you the league last year. Like that, there's not a person on the planet who would not say that lived like Salah won the league. That was like the way he performed last year was out of
Dembele got the award, but
Say again?
Dembele got the award.
Yeah, I don't believe like the Balloon d'Or. Like I'm such a hater on the Balloon d'Or, so it's hard for me. But I will say, outside
Are you
of,
saying Salah was the best player in the world last season?
he was the best in the Prem, at least, very least. I was
Prem, yeah,
Uh,
of course, yeah.
different.
But the Prem is not the world. Prem is not
yeah,
the
I
world,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It's like I'm super biased. I don't rate these other leagues in competitions. So like when I just don't. I don't rate the Champions League as much as other people do. I really don't.
You don't rate
Huh?
the Champions
I
League.
do not. I do not.
The
rate it
biggest
that high.
competition in club football.
It's a cup competition at the end of the
But
day.
you think the Premier League has a better standard?
I think it does. At the end
So
of the
why
day,
doesn't a Premier League team win the Champions League every year?
because it's not a cup competition, and anybody can win a game on any given day. We just saw Chelsea beat fucking PSG. Are we going to
No,
say?
but there
Chelsea
are
better-
but there are
is Chelsea
five
better-
Premier
No,
League
let's
teams.
fix the question: is Chelsea better than PSG?
No.
No.
Yeah,
We
but you
just saw the-
no wait
Which
Which one
wait.
plays in the Premier
Club
League?
World Cup.
Huh?
Which one plays in the Premier League?
Chelsea. But my point is,
Where did PSG play?
like I'm just saying, that's always been my take. My point is, I think the Prem is the highest standard of football in the world. It's always been my take, and that's just how I feel. It's the other
Bro,
than
have you
Real
seen my
Madrid,
team play?
huh?
You seen my team play?
Well, your team, you were talking big talk last year. Your team was supposed to be on the come up. Your team was supposed to be the next
But
one.
have you seen my team play this year?
Yeah, they haven't been good. But
Okay, they're in the Premier
I
League.
think pound for pound, I think complete pound for pound, like at the end of the day, the Prem's just got the best teams in the world. Like it's money. You have players come out and say it. The spending outside of Real Madrid.
I don't think that's the
Let's
case.
say
I think they have the
Barcelona.
best marketing in the world. That's
No,
what
they
it
have the
is.
best.
They have the most money. That's basically
Yeah.
like you saying Spurs are one of the best teams in the world because they have a lot of money.
But they're
and a big
better
stadium.
than basically if you
Yeah,
go
like,
down-
don't get me wrong. The Premier League might be the strongest league in the world now.
I watch
I'm
a
not-
lot of Serie A. I don't watch La Liga anymore because it's boring to me. I watch a lot of Serie A. You drop Spurs and Serie A, for
Really?
instance,
La
they're
Liga's
like a
way
top
more
2 team.
entertaining.
You think Spurs win Serie A?
No, they're top 3 team though, for sure.
Yeah, but they're Premier. Bro, your
100%.
argument just isn't adding up.
100%.
No, I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. I think what's happened, honestly. Look, again, the Premier League now might be the strongest league, just given the last 2-3 seasons what we've seen. I think before that it was definitely La Liga. I think what's happened with a lot
Before
of people
when? At what
is
point was the
they
Liga
get-
better? I'm curious. Hit me with this.
I would probably say up until maybe 22, the 21-22 season, or maybe even
That's crazy.
22-23. I'm not sure.
If you went further back, maybe, but 2021-22, that's way too. No, that's crazy.
What do you mean?
Wait,
Up
wait.
until 21-22, majority of teams winning the Champions League
Again,
and the Europa
You're
League
bas-
was Spanish
you're
teams.
just basing
Was
it on
Spanish
you're
teams.
basing it on those 2 cup tournaments where I can't.
Because those teams used to go up against English teams and lose to Spanish teams. The English teams used
you
to
lose to
Spanish
one
teams.
of 2 Spanish teams though. Like realistically, like
No,
like,
not 1 or 2. Even in
not
the Europa
talking
League,
about-
I'm saying.
Yeah, Sevilla beat Liverpool a few years back. About
Yeah.
10 years back.
They
yeah.
also beat you guys. Villarreal beat us and then beat
Yeah,
you guys again in the
so
final.
when Villarreal beat us, did you watch the game? Do you remember that game?
Yeah, it went on forever, the penalty shootout.
We
But-
were
yeah.
we were so much better than them in that game. And it
You
just
didn't
shows-
win, man.
We
You didn't
were
win.
so
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying
So you play
these
the-
are farmers leagues because they have just 1 or 2 teams that are at the top
basically that's it.
that keep winning it?
That's it.
Okay, so what Ashraf's saying is right because the period he's talking about, Man City and Liverpool.
Man City won majority of the league. So now what? In that same period, 3 teams won the La Liga, but in that same period, only 2 teams won the league. So by that logic, La Liga is probably more competitive.
And there was talks of is the Premier League turning into a farmers league?
Of course, because
Yeah,
City was so
yeah.
dominant. But at the end of the day, if you took the Premier League teams, even some of the bad teams, like players, man, I can find quotes from players who say it, who are like, our leagues just aren't as why does everybody want to come play at the Prem?
Because of the money, bro.
Because of the money.
And the
Because of the
standard.
money.
and the standard.
No, It's the money. You get way more wages here than you get anywhere else. By the way, majority of
Half
players,
a
if they have a
third,
choice
yeah.
between Madrid, Barcelona, or joining a Premier League team, they probably choose Madrid or Barcelona.
Yes,
But
those two-
even
those
now,
teams are the
with the-
gold are two of the gold.
yeah,
standards.
but I'm
I
saying
agree with you.
now those teams cannot offer those wages that they used to offer before. So you'll see a lot of players now focusing on the Premier League. By the way, honestly, guys, like the reason why the Premier League has gotten the hype it has over the last 10, 15 years, right? And it's obviously amazing job in terms of marketing. This is probably where American venture capitalists thrive. When they buy these clubs, they know exactly how to sell that product. And secondly, this is an English-speaking league. If you go right now and you want to watch a podcast for La Liga or Serie A, you're not going to find that many in English, right? So unless you speak Spanish or Italian, you're probably going to have to tune into the Premier League, right? Mo doesn't speak Spanish or Italian. He watches the Serie A. He watches his own team, Inter Milan. He's not going to do a podcast in Italian right now. He's not going to say grazie and all that stuff because he can't speak the language. He does it in English. The reality is, because the English Premier League is an English-speaking league, they were able to market it really well across the globe because English is one of the most spoken languages out there.
Yeah, but
That's a fact.
no one's arguing the marketing. Sure, I mean, just look at Trent Alexander-Arnold.
No,
Did you
I'm
say at
explaining to him
Liverpool?
why. I'm explaining to him why the Premier League is getting the hype it used to get. Because 10 years ago, there was no competition between La Liga and the Premier League. La Liga used to destroy Premier League almost every time they faced them in the Europa League or in the Champions League. And yet people were saying at the time the Premier League is the strongest league in the world.
10 years
It
ago,
wasn't. It was the most watched. It was the most popular.
I
but they were
There's a
saying
reason
it
why
back
it's
then
the
too,
most
Cam.
watched, though.
No, 10
There's a
to
reason
12,
why
I
it's the
will
most
agree with you.
watched.
10 to
I
12
know
years,
Arsenal are ruining that now,
but
but there
10
was
to
a
12
reason
years
why it's
ago,
the
I would
most
agree with you because Serie A at one point was unbelievable. Serie A was like the league to be in. I completely
All right,
agree.
Cameron, do you reckon if you drop Liverpool into La Liga today, they win it?
They could.
Yeah.
I think they would be I think they'd be a
Nah,
big favorite.
Really?
I think they'd be
Really?
a big favorite. Yep.
Other
Really?
than Barcelona, Real
Truly.
Madrid matches, we probably beat
Truly, man.
everyone.
I'm being completely honest.
no, you don't. What are you on about?
I do. I think I
There,
truly
there is a
believe-
lot of arrogance towards Premier League.
No,
I have
there
to
is, but
say.
I think when you look at the squads, like I think if you drop City, if you dropped Arsenal, if you dropped Liverpool into La Liga, all of a sudden that like because
But I can argue. Okay, fine. Go ahead.
No, because now you're looking at it from a perspective where the teams are going to see each other a lot more, right? You're going to see each other a lot. When we talk about, we just did a whole coach poll. Who are the best coaches in the world? And realistically, a lot of the best coaches are, I mean, they're spread around. It was pretty spread. I shouldn't use that argument. I'll take that back. But regardless, when I talk, because I thought about the coaches and I'm like, yeah, they're kind of all over the place. But I will say, if you were to drop those three teams, like our top three teams every year into other leagues, I think they would do extremely
All right,
well.
what about the other way around? If you brought Barca, Real, Bayern, and PSG into the Premier League, do you think any of those would win it?
100%.
I think they'd all be. It would all be in the conversation. To be fair, they would be.
I think
can't say
PSG
they
win it for sure.
But if I were to go, okay, but here you go. You have Sunderland, who's up at third, or your team last year who did decent. If I were to go get me Getafe and drop them in the Premier League, they're getting relegated every year. Like, I'm not talking about just the top teams, guys. I'm talking about top to bottom. If I were to go bring me even Borussia Dortmund, who's considered a decent team, drop them in the Prem, they're going to barely be a top half team. If I were to say, bring me Marseille, if I'm going to say, bring me any of these other teams, these teams that are considered top teams in their league, that really, you know, for years, Lyon is one of the best teams in France. Like, you drop the teams to the Prem and they don't do anything. So my point is, it's not just the top teams. That's what I'm trying to say. When you go up against, like, I'm sitting there going, I'm kind of worried about Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace has went on a run of like not losing 7 or 8 games straight. You can't find me a team in La Liga that's mid-table or bottom to mid-table like a Sunderland and tell them to come to the Prem and win games. It would not happen. That's what I'm trying to say. The standard drops.
I mean, you don't know that for sure, but
I watch
I'd
lot.
probably agree with you a bit more
with
now,
Serie
but
A.
I don't think that was the case 2-3
Talk
years
about
ago.
it as much with La Liga, but like a Bologna, I'm sorry, Bologna. When I watch fucking all these smaller teams, I'm sitting there being like, even Atalanta, who play fun football, they would get smoked in the Prem. So it's like, that's my point. My point is not.
Sam is very happy with this conversation right now because we're not pointing the finger at him.
Either way,
So
that's
let's
my
point it
that
back
is,
at
that is my only
You
point.
didn't
is
point
that-
the finger at Liverpool either. You pointed it at me.
No, that is my
I
whole
didn't point
point.
at you.
Is I think
You're
that
here to represent what the Liverpool
being
family.
spot on,
Wait, hold on.
despite
What I
being
said to
critical.
you were like, oh, you're coming personal. Cameron then goes and says the exact same thing, and you're like, yes, I understand.
No, Cameron doesn't say the same thing.
What did
Cameron
he say
said
that was
Husam
different?
is
What did he say
critical
that was
of
different?
Arne Slot, but not Slot out, and the reason is I think he can turn it around.
And my
Okay,
last
but
point on
have
like,
you not been blaming him for 5 or 6 weeks?
Yeah, I have been blaming him. So just because you blame someone, it means you want them gone?
Yeah, but you see, I want to know, when do you want him gone? What's your
I said
threshold?
in the next 4 games.
Wait,
It
hold on.
depends on the
Because bear
result.
in mind, I asked you the same question about a month ago, and you basically said he's got the whole season.
No, I never said he's got the
Yeah,
whole
you
season. I
did.
never ever said he's got the
You
whole
did.
season. Find me a clip where I said
Oh,
it.
okay, you want to do the whole 5-minute clip? Fine.
Yeah,
I'll get
because
my
I never
minions
said
to
it.
find me the
And I
clip,
know I
that's
never
not a
said
problem.
it.
well, Husam, then here's a question. Here's another question with you on slot. Then, what is your threshold? What's your true threshold?
These next 4 games, results need to start coming because everyone has a cutoff point, and in
Well,
these next 4
draws,
games,
wins, what though? But like, you're
Yeah.
Yeah, like what in the
What
next
does
4
results
games will
mean?
happen?
what has to happen?
well, obviously, if we lose the next 4 games, he has to be sacked
That's different.
to
But
begin with. So let's establish
Obviously.
that.
Yeah.
What if he
The
wins 3 and
most
loses
important
1?
thing for me, results aside, is performances have to get better. If we're dominating teams and we don't concede 100 million chances, and you get me, we're defending a lot better, we're attacking a lot better. He gets time because the performances are picking up. So for me, it's a mixture of performances and results. Now you lose the next 2 games in a row, you lose the next 3 games in a row, shit will change. So it's just
do you blame him for Virgil van Dijk and Konate's downfall this year? Because that
yes, to an extent, because they're left isolated, left completely isolated in a level that's just not going to help anyone defend properly.
Well, I'm still confused. Let's just make it binary for us. 4 games. What's your minimum expectation for him to stay?
4 games, minimum expectation for him to stay.
Who have you
Minimum
got? Who have you got? Are you adding Crystal Palace and
Yeah, because today becomes
Real
a
Madrid,
must-win
or have
game
you
after
got?
the shit results we've had.
Okay,
100%.
so go on. What are the 4 games?
What are the 4 games? Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Manchester City, and Real Madrid. Real Madrid first, and then Manchester City.
Okay. In the form, so out of those 4 games, how many W's do you want?
We have to literally win every single one of them, other than like maybe Madrid.
if
Madrid,
you beat
Madrid, you can say draw is acceptable. Manchester City can say draw is acceptable.
So,
You know,
okay,
but
so-
what
no,
I'm
no,
trying
so
to
hold on. No, that's
find
not
out
fair,
here
though.
is
So he just said
Hold on.
it 2 wins
but
and 2 draws.
2 draws and 2 wins, but I think
Yeah.
that's kind of wild.
And as long as the performances are really good as well.
Because
That's
if you
the
beat
thing.
Villa and Crystal Palace and then draw to City and Real Madrid, that doesn't tell us anything. That tells us you're
No, but that's why I'm saying
Yeah.
it has to be performance based as well, not just result. The performances matter. Like I said, we can't be conceding 10,000 chances a game and then we win the
Sure.
game like 1-0 because Mamardashvili had like an all-timer game or something. Like
yeah,
it has
but
to be
what I'm
something
asking,
that
Husam,
sustainably leads to wins, basically.
Husam, what I'm saying is, are you saying you're not going to judge till after 4 games, or are you saying that, you know what, if he
No,
loses
I never
against
said
Palace,
that. I think after
no,
2 games.
I'm not saying you've said it. I'm asking
yeah.
which way you're approaching it. Is it
Even
at the end
after
of the
2
4
games,
games,
after
I'm
2
going to
games, I
look
might
at it?
be flat out. After 2
Huh?
games, after Palace and Villa alone, if we play like shit again and we concede a million chances again and we lose both of the games, then I can't like control how I will feel. That's why it's more of a feeling thing. When it means like, okay, do I feel like Slot can take us forward? If the answer to that question is no, and he's taking us backward and we're regressing and we're not improving and nothing is changing, then I will be Slot out.
As things stand right now, because we asked you this at the start of the season and you said 80% Liverpool win the league. What is that percentage like now?
Of Liverpool winning the league. If performance continue like this, 0% of winning the league.
Yeah, obviously, but we're as things like based on your prediction of what's going to change, what's going to happen. No, don't tell me like, oh, based on what I saw. Like, what are you forecasting based on what you're forecasting?
Forecasting, but I have to forecast based on what I saw. Like,
Yeah, Habibi. Okay, I'll break it down. Do you think you're going to continue playing this garbage?
I don't know. I
Or-
legitimately don't know.
I'm asking for your prediction. Like, if you had to pick one,
But I legit don't know though.
No, but
Because
you
he
must
has
have
to
an
fix it.
inkling.
So you
you
have
must
to
have yeah, exactly. You can't say
Because
I'm
if
50.
you-
Like you can tell me, hey, I believe Slot will probably fix this.
But I
I
actually don't
believe
know the answer.
Slot will not fix this.
Because he did, as an
Okay.
example, he changed it against Frankfurt, went to the 4-4-2, and then the game after reverted back. So I don't know.
I'm gonna say this, guys. Like, honestly, no banter and stuff, because this is how I would have the energy for my club, and I'm gonna say this, like, generally, no banter. I've said that he's better than Arteta. I praised him in the season. I said what he did with Feyenoord, and then again he's doing it here with what he did with Liverpool was amazing. I will have to say though, if I exclude the Feyenoord thing, because obviously I didn't watch that season, I'm just going based on what I read and understood about it. He could be getting found out, and if he does get found out, I will then definitely come out and say he's just a fraud. I think he has ruined the team. The reality is you're also seeing the pressure he's going through in press conferences when he's saying, oh, teams are playing long balls against us. Oh, we didn't expect them to play Sesko up top, or we didn't expect we expected Sesko up top, or we did this, or oh yeah, like the referee, if it was the Galatasaray referee in the Premier League, this goal would not have been scored. Like just the kind of stuff that some managers say when they're under extreme pressure. And it works with some managers like Mourinho, like Guardiola, when you know it's up and down and you know there's still like a very clear style and you know what they're going to do. I don't think it works with someone like Slot. And the reality is the attacking side of things, I think actually the attacking side of things have been okay. And you've scored goals, you have created chances. I think you have the highest open play XG. But reality is defensively, the reason why you're so garbage is because of him. Because of the way he sets up the midfield, because of the way that he wants to just go and attack, because of his lack of, I'm going to use Troy Deeney's words, lack of the lack of cojones. Like, oh, I got I got Isak, so I have to play him, even though Ekitike was like one of the best strikers in the league in terms of form. Oh, Wirtz, 130 million, I have to play him, or 100 million, sorry, I have to play him. That's all kind of.
Wirtz has done the opposite. He's fucked his confidence up completely. Because even when he's had a good game, he's dropped him after for no reason.
I don't think he's had a good game and he's dropped him the game after. Which game was it? That he had a good game and then he dropped him after?
Before Madrid.
Before Chelsea. I didn't want Wirtz dropped for Chelsea. I forgot who we played.
Which game?
Atletico.
You lost the game before Chelsea. No. They lost 4 in a row. They lost to
Atletico Madrid. He's talking about Atletico Madrid.
Who did we play before Palace? Wallahi, I forgot actually.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, before the first defeat, then you're saying, because the Chelsea was like 4th defeat in a row at the time. My point is, he's clearly making decisions out of like pressure. He's like, oh, I've got all these signings. I don't know if he asked for some of these signings, but getting Frimpong now clearly seems like a mistake, and Kirkes, because why are you getting 2 attacking fullbacks? One of the biggest things people praised him for last season is, even though you had the best attacking fullback in the league and one of the best attacking fullbacks in the history of the Premier League, he still made him play a bit more defensive because he's recognized, I have these guys who can create. The reality is I need to do well defensively. People are saying, oh, he's actually helped Trent improve defensively, and even though he got skinned later. But my point is there was a clear change there. Robertson, as bad as you guys were criticizing him for, there was still clear structure in the way you guys were defending. All that is gone. When you come and say, I need an attacking right back and I need attacking left back, you need to play a different game then. You need to play like...
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
You need to play like PSG, which you don't have, and you don't have the capability to play like PSG.
He's placing Kirk as left centre back and build up, and we're building up with a 3-1 instead of a 3-2. Yeah. And we're getting absolutely abused from a tactical perspective.
Were those his buys? Like, is this because that's a bigger worry? If he went out there and said, look at this team, I need Kirkes, I need Frimpong. If he went out and decided that those were the players that he felt fit the system the best, it's kind of concerning because
the Cameron don't work like that in football anymore. You got sporting directors.
No, I know. I'm just curious if he, because they say they give a list. I understand.
Because he could recommend, he could recommend players. He could say,
I've worked at Frimpong, but it's not like the Wenger days and
you know, Cam, let me ask you a question. Do you like pizza?
Ish. I'm not a big pizza guy.
I love pizza. It's my favorite.
I love pizza. You know, have you ever seen any of them like chocolate pizzas that like on paper look amazing, but you taste them and they taste like shit?
But I won't do that. So no, you got to give me a better example. Like
the reason why I say that is he has all the ingredients to make the most perfect meal, and he fucks it up every week.
So this is okay.
It's not about the buys in the summer. It's like
him.
Okay, so I bought Florian Wirtz.
No faith. I'm not gonna lie.
I bought Wirtz, I bought Ekitike, I bought Isak, Frimpong, Kirkes. I'm then asking my left back to invert and to basically play left center back in offensive and defensive situations. Bradley is so high up the pitch and inverts at the same time. I play Florian Wirtz in the 10, but don't even give him that space because Szoboszlai and Curtis Jones are also right 10 and left 10 because we leave our midfield completely unoccupied. Salah and Ekitike are hugging each other. Ekitike and Wirtz are hugging each other when Ekitike drops back to collect the ball. Nothing's working. So he needs to be able to put these ingredients all in the correct position so we don't have a chocolate pizza. We want a regular
Can I also give you a theory and tell me if this sounds outlandish. Everyone praised the transfer business in the summer for Liverpool.
Mhm.
But I'm also just looking at some of the players they've bought, and I'm like, do you guys think they have a very good scouting system? Because
No.
it's like the most expensive Wagyu beef. Oh, yeah,
Say again.
Ketchup and fries. It's so true. Wallah.
yeah,
What did you
yeah.
say?
I'm saying, do you guys
You
think
like
they have?
it's grade A Wagyu. Here you go, ketchup and fries on the side. But
Yeah,
what are
okay,
you
that's a
doing?
good example. That's a good example because I'm a big steak guy.
I don't
and
like ketchup anyway.
you put ketchup on my steak, and I'm crashing out. Crashing.
Yeah, that
Same.
sucks.
Same.
But-
But I was saying that
Ashraf,
do you guys think they have a good scouting system? Because look at the players they've got. Like Ekitike, again, correct me if I'm wrong, Husam. They weren't linked with him like from a long time ago. Like Ekitike, in fact, was linked with United and some other teams first.
Newcastle.
Became a hot topic, and then Liverpool obviously went and did the business and snapped him up.
Yeah.
Isak, let's be honest, like Isak is not a secret. Like everyone knew Isak was the best available striker in the world, and he obviously made it clear he wants to join these guys. Wirtz was the best available 10. Kirkes was in team of the season. Do you guys feel like the scouts at Liverpool were just like, well, he's
Lazy.
obvious. He's obvious. Yeah, exactly. It felt like some lazy work. I know
It's a very
on
good
paper it looked
question.
amazing, and we all thought
Yeah.
it'll cook. Whereas with City and Arsenal and even Chelsea, to be honest, you can see that, okay, some of the players they get, or United, let's say with Dorgo and all these guys, there are some players they get that you feel like, oh, these were scouted out of nowhere, or these were properly like observed like for like a year or two.
I think it's an interesting comment because realistically, you're right. It sounds like those were really easy transfer. Like some of those are
Like
really
obvious transfers.
obvious.
Yeah.
So when you break it
Trent
down that
gone,
way,
Frimpong available.
yeah, when you break it down like that, that's a very provocative way of putting it. Because when I look at other teams' scouting systems, and like, not to give Forrest credit or anything, but like you go and get like a Morgan Gibbs White, who everybody at the time said was too expensive. Like I was like, why are they spending 40? And now and then I was like, I would like me some of that. So
Elliot
like
Anderson.
I think there's a few players like that when you look at it, but you also have to think about the pressure and the teams they're in. So when you're Liverpool, you do have to kind of get players that you feel can handle the pressure. So that's a tougher thing. So you can't just go after, like we're seeing with Dorgu. At times he looks great. At times you're like, oh, it looks like the shirt's 1,000 pounds. Hoyland's a perfect example. That was a scouted player. Nobody was really talking about it. He had potential. I saw him play for Atalanta a few times, and I was like, yeah, it's not bad. I would have never for a million years thought to bring him to United, but then I had to go back and watch more clips and be like, okay, sure, could it work? The shirt was too heavy. Like fully,
The price tag was too heavy, mate.
the shirt was way too heavy. Like, I'm not saying, and again, he wasn't good enough. At the end of the day, I'm seeing things from Sesko that is way better than what he could do, but he wasn't as bad as he was for United. That's the facts. So I think when you're recruiting, Chelsea to me, I don't believe in their recruitment system. I think Chelsea just go,
Yeah,
young
I
player,
agree. That's the worst recruitment
I think
system.
Chelsea goes, young player, oh, potential. Could we sell them later? Cool, we'll buy them. I don't think Chelsea's recruitment team is any good whatsoever. I think
But-
they're
Yeah, but
really
as an
good.
example, when you talk
I
about
don't
like
agree.
No, but I
Yeah,
meant like some
signings,
players like
when you talk
Palmer
about
and-
obvious
and-
signings,
No,
as
look
an
at some, but I
example,
think with Liverpool,
But they
we have to
signed
go-
Leone, didn't they? Whatever his
with
name
Liverpool,
is.
we have to go further
Yeah.
back because
he
you
played
can't
really well in the game he played. To be
Like,
fair,
Liverpool-
You know,
they
no, I don't actually agree with what Ashraf's saying. I'll tell you why. Because Liverpool and Arsenal are not in a position at the end of last season to go and scout talent. You can scout your
Yeah.
squad talent to do it. Okay, that's the
Mosquera,
difference.
Leone.
If Liverpool and Arsenal had gone and bought themselves I don't know, Estevez from Palmeiras or whoever, Liverpool will get
Mastuanto.
ridiculed for it. Ridiculed.
Guys, you missed my point, I
I still
think.
think
No, but
Liverpool
no,
had
we
it.
didn't miss your point because even Arsenal,
you
you're
did.
top of the league right now.
No, I
You
didn't miss your point.
make
I get what
any
you're saying.
amazing scouting signings. Everyone knows about Hinchcapi. Everyone knows about Zubimendi. Everyone
Okay,
knows
so
about
again,
Butler.
no. The fact that you said Hincapie means you missed my point.
I didn't.
When
know
I say
anything
hidden
about
signings,
Hinchcapi.
I don't mean talent that nobody heard of. For example, when you got McAllister and Szoboszlai, not once did I think like, well, those are obvious signings. They're not obvious signings. Even though Szoboszlai was doing well in Germany and stuff, he wasn't like the best around. Whoever was in your team at the time figured out Szoboszlai with his work rate and everything probably is a very good fit. McAllister,
Luis Diaz.
35 million, probably
Even
is a very
Diaz.
good. See,
No,
I'm,
I
yeah,
hear what you're
Diaz
saying,
as well.
but Ashraf,
Hincapie,
Oh,
for
you're
example,
talking
I know
about
he
the
was
fit
known.
to the team.
The fit to the team. That's
Okay,
what
but
I'm
the
saying.
fit
Because
to the team is on Arnie because if we actually played like we did last season, it fits the team.
I
we
don't
don't
know.
even do that.
Frimpong,
Bro, last
Frimpong
season,
doesn't fit. What do you mean?
Okay, what was
Frimpong
what was
doesn't fit in
Trent
what you're
and-
doing.
He's
Trent
trying
that
to-
is true.
Robertson
He's a
last
right
season-
wing back. Yeah.
Trent and Robertson last season, 90% of the time, overlapping fullbacks. 90% of the time. You would see Robertson bombing down with Gakpo. You'd see Trent bombing down with Salah most of the time. Now they underlap a lot of the time. Now we build up with a 3 instead of building up with 3-1 instead of 3-2. As an
Yeah,
example.
but
Just
you
build-
also had 2 8s and a 6. Right now
we
you have an
we
8,
signed
6, and a 10.
overlapping fullback. I'm sure Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes didn't sit down with Slot and go like, "Can we play Kirk as left center back?" You want to know the biggest? Like, it's a tactical issue. Kirkers is now isolated defensively, and Gakpo is isolated offensively. Exactly. Now my eyes hurt when I watch football.
Yeah,
So
but
my
this
problem is
the
not their
point,
mesh.
Husam. All-
My problem is what Slot is putting out there on the pitch doesn't work. He's going
Husam,
back.
you know
to
why?
total
You know what,
football that didn't even work in the 70s and the 80s.
Husam,
It did
you
not
want
work with Cruyff and Van Basten. It's not going to work with
you want
Salah
an
and
example of
Gakpo.
this. The biggest example is Ekitike and Isak. Did you need 2 strikers of that kind of profile?
No chance.
You could have got
Yes, we
Isak
did.
and I'm not saying you get 2 strikers, but why would you get 2 strikers of that kind of profile?
Because you rate
the best
Ekitike
available.
highly now, but before we signed Ekitike, he wasn't rated that highly. Ekitike was looked at and we said he scored 15 goals in the Bundesliga. That's what was said.
I agree.
But here's the
I
thing.
Why
agree
are
with
you
this.
changing the narrative?
If the
Ekitike is
scouting
not a
department-
project signing.
But here's the thing. This is where
It's not a project signing. What do you mean? You didn't get him for 70, 80
No,
million
but-
to be a backup player or a squad player.
Ekitike, Sesko, and strikers like that in the summer were looked at as project
To
signing.
be fair, I will
I
say
understand, but you
pivoted.
pivoted to him when you thought Isak might not
Yeah, but
happen.
it doesn't matter what you
let's
think.
be honest. They wouldn't have got Ekitike if Isak came before that. They would have gone for another type of
Yeah,
striker.
but
I don't know
The reason
that
they
for a
went for
fact. I don't know that for a
100%,
fact.
bro.
The,
100%.
All
Liverpool
roads-
don't make
all
impulse
roads
signings.
lead
We
to
scout people
Slot.
for a long time.
yeah.
all roads lead to
all
Slot.
roads do,
Whatever way
because-
you want to spin this, if you think it was lazy recruitment,
Yeah, I
if
think
you
it does lead
was
to Slot.
bad-
I agree.
all roads lead to Slot.
That's true.
Slot is getting everything wrong on the pitch. Just as a manager, I'm Ashraf, you're always honest on this. I was saying at the end of last season, I want to know how this guy is going to deal under pressure. And
Yeah,
and
you
I
did
said
say that.
he was under no pressure last season. I got called out. Oh, what
Good
about
point.
this game and that game? There was no real pressure. There was no title race pressure, no deep run in the Champions League pressure, and what have you. Now we're seeing at the early stages, where the title race hasn't even started, technically speaking, he's already cracked under the pressure. We're hearing Arteta-like clips coming from him in interviews. This guy clearly is struggling under the pressure. There are too many red flags right now on Slot to say that this guy isn't just cracked under the pressure and how he recovers it. He may even be struggling to keep the players happy. That's the other thing. You've brought some egos into this team.
That's the
You've
problem.
got egos like Mohamed Salah, who was already there. You've got Isak, who self-proclaims probably thinks he's the best striker in the Premier League, if not the world.
And Nate,
You
who
got-
wants to go to Real Madrid, who thinks he's good enough for Real Madrid.
Exactly. Then you got Ekitike, who was bought before Isak came in the
Isak.
door, thinking to himself, I'm number
I'm
9.
gonna be
here."
the starter
I'm-
here.
or
Exactly.
Not even I'm going to be the starter. I get to fight for my place. And
Exactly.
and he's not even getting the chance to fight for his place. That's the bigger issue.
Exactly.
think
So, go
Sorry, I'm just going to say, I think with Ekitike, because I actually agree with both Husam and Ashraf, because the thing is, if the scouting department was truly on it and looked at Ekitike and was like, damn, you are that good, then you just, once you made a decision to go for him and spend that money, you
That's
don't
it.
go and get Isak because
Exactly.
you've done your job and you believe in what he could do. I understand what Husam's saying. Sesko, Ekitike, and who's the other motherfucker that was bought that I was pissed off about?
Verts,
No, strikers.
Yeah,
There's
correct.
Frimpong, Kirkus.
Gyökeres.
3 strikers that were all.
Gyökeres, man.
Voltemade.
Well, Delap was actually the other one I was thinking of. Not even Gyökeres, because Gyökeres is old enough. Delap was cheap because of his But those 3
Release
strikers were all
contract.
considered young, potentially project strikers for their teams that they were coming into. It was those 3 that I was like, fair enough. Nobody really knew what to expect. I will again. I keep giving Stappy credit because he thought Ekitike was going to be amazing, and I was like, I don't see it. But if that had happened where they got him and then they said, "Ooh, we're just," or Woltemade, there's another good one. If they sat back and said, "We don't need Isak anymore. We're going to go and get Krupe Jr. from Bournemouth or something, just in case he gets hurt or something like that," that would have been interesting. But Wolfie's right. If they did that and then you found out that Isak, the same way, I will say this, I think it probably pains Arteta more than anything to have watched Isak go to Liverpool, because that was the player he wanted from start to finish, just figured he couldn't get him, was out of their range, would never sell. and then he watched him go to Liverpool because that's where he
I
wanted.
feel like he wanted Sesko, to be honest.
He did, but he also Isak was the number one. It was always like
2-3 years ago. Yeah,
it was always Isak, right? So
And
it's tough because you're right. In one vein, Ekitike was a project striker, but if you're a really good scouting team, you realize, well, this guy really works in our system. We actually,
and especially when you pay that kind of money for him.
70 million, man.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
We obviously scouted him for a long time and
we
everything.
paid 70 for us.
Anyway,
No,
look,
bro,
guys,
it
just
wasn't
for the
that
interest
long of a time. Oh, and the last thing, this is something Husam also mentioned, and to credit to him, again, another example of bad scouting from Liverpool. You know you needed a centre back. You know you needed a quality centre back for whatever reason. Whether it's Van Dijk is getting older, whether it's Konate is at risk. You don't leave someone like Mark Gahey, who said, "I want Liverpool and only Liverpool," to the very end that way. That is also an example of bad scouting.
That was the
right?
worst.
Because that is an important signing you needed. I saw a lot of people, Liverpool fans last season, was saying, "We need a centre back. We need a centre back. We need a centre back." When did that change all of a sudden? That's also bad scouting.
No,
honestly, that's not bad scouting. That's arrogance. They knew Gahey was the right fit. They had him on their list the whole summer. They knew he was coming. He wanted to come, and they fucked around. And Crystal Palace said, "Now you find out."
No, I disagree with that. I don't think Liverpool were in the wrong in that one.
I do.
I don't, because I feel there was an agreement made.
Qualifier and all that, and
and then with Glasner stepped in the last minute to stop that. It was either him or if
but if they give,
and the guy was in Liverpool,
the deal was done. The deal was done. You
guys,
can't say
agreed the
Liverpool
deal
messed that
means
one up.
it's signed. This is why we don't blame Liverpool for what Isak was doing, because we said Liverpool are smart for trying and haggle and get the money and all that stuff. But if you don't get him, that's on you. In the end, they got him. We praise Liverpool for it. Same thing. The opposite happens at Gahey. If you gave the money earlier, why Liverpool trying to be nice and say, "Oh, Crystal Palace, play your cups, no problem. Go lift that Community Shield with Gahey." It's be ruthless.
But you don't know, Ashraf. How do you know Palace said we're rejecting everything until X date? You don't know that. Because you did the same with Eze, bro. Eze was lastminute.com and you were all praising the Eze signing.
No, but we were linked with Eze. Yeah, I agree. But what do you mean? But we got Eze through the line. They didn't get Eze
through the line, but when it came to Gahey, that was Glasner's red line. If he went, Glasner was walking. That's the difference. So they had to stop.
I mean, Glasner denied it, but anyways.
Gahey was in Liverpool. Signed, done, everything pretty much, just waiting for the ink to dry. I would love to blame Liverpool for it, but you can't. I think it's too harsh to say that.
But I'm saying, Wolfie, you can't leave a signing like that till the last day of the transfer window, because these things could go wrong. Like it's a bit, especially when it's a crucial position. If it's like, oh, get a backup left winger, I understand that, because if you start the season without one, it's fine.
Yeah, but do you think Gahey was coming to start straight away?
I maybe not away, but he would have started in 2-3 weeks.
So he would have been a squad player. He wasn't a first 11
maybe
player
not though,
off
because
the bat.
No, but Husam spoke about this.
Konate wanted out, so I think it's an easy pivot. Like, I think Konate has two
it's a
games.
transitional change. It's not an instant change.
But if he has 2-3 bad games, then it's just like, all right, Gahey, you're that's
yeah, but it's easy to say that now.
Wolfie, you're missing the point. They only have two good centre backs.
At the time, would Gahey have signed on that paper and then started the next game for Liverpool? No.
Maybe not the next, but he would have started in 2 or 3 weeks. That's why your example doesn't make sense, because
makes him a transitional player.
But guys, Wolfie, I think Gahey would have been told, listen, you're not going to start a bunch of games. Maybe Konate 1 gets hurt a lot. You're gonna play when Konate doesn't. We're gonna rotate you in. We have a lot of games, and then Konate's gone. And now you're like, I think people underestimate how much patience a player can have to be in a side where like a Gahey who's never even imagined winning the league. Now Liverpool comes knocking and says, "Oh, you've got to come share the spotlight for a year, and then the team's yours." I think he would have happily done that. I don't think.
I kind of disagree because it's a World Cup here. That's what I'd say on that.
Still, I think he would have played enough, and because England's back line is not that great. Like they're back. Who are the two?
By the way, Cam,
you're agreeing with what I'm saying, though. You're agreeing that he wasn't a critical first 11 player in the stance of where we were in the summer. Let's not put hindsight on this. As we were sitting there and the deal was getting done, No one here's the real reason. No one turned around after Liverpool didn't sign Gahey and say, well, that's them not winning the league now. They didn't get Gahey.
No, of
If
course
someone
not.
did,
Of
show
course
me the
not.
clip.
Of course not. But
But
it was a
Wolfie,
big,
we didn't
a
say
lot
that,
of
but
people
we
said
did
it was a
say
mistake.
it was a big mistake.
A
And
lot of us said
again,
that.
they had Van Dijk, Konate, Joe Gomez, which a lot of them haven't rated
Yeah,
for a
don't
couple of
forget
years now,
Leone as well.
and an 18-year-old that we know nothing about. Who, bro, come on, he should be playing with the under 21s. We don't know if Leone is that good or not.
Yeah, but then you can say the same about Mascara, bro.
Yeah, because they're the same thing about Mosquera.
But that's you guys are missing the Mosquera
Mosquera.
wasn't coming in to be our second or third choice centre back. We had what do you call it? Gabriel, we had Saliba, we had Timber, we had Ben White, we had Kivior, and then he left and we got Hincapié as senior centre back. Mosquera wasn't coming.
Who's your second choice centre back right now?
What do you mean, Saliba and Gabriel are the first two choices?
Your second choice.
Mosquera, but that's because he's earned it. But he didn't have that pressure when he first came because we could have played Ben White.
Okay,
we could
so
have played
Leone,
Hincapié.
who played one
We
game.
could have
He
played
only
Timber.
played really well against Southampton, so we don't know if he would have.
It's a Carabao Cup and he's 18, guys.
Just because of the interest of time, I do want to move on topic. Big up to everyone
Right.
locked in. Make sure guys are liking and subscribing. I have 800 people in the building. So please like the video right now and subscribe. I'm just waiting for the Liverpool lineup.
See, guys, we didn't cook Husam today. We just spoke objectively about Liverpool.
Yeah,
There you
there's
go.
no need to cook. Yeah, every day cook. Khalas, we
You
get
got
it.
touch.
I'll cook it
800
for
people in the
just
building,
playing
guys.
Lilo
Let's
on
get
weekend.
200 likes ASAP. Do make sure guys check out our sponsors. as
I
well.
gotta
Okay,
be forced before I cook.
use code Husam for 8% off, and don't forget to go one size up. So please like the video, close the live chat, like the video, and thank you guys as well for helping us grow so much. We're on 63.6k. Next target is 65 and then 70k, inshallah. So get your black coffee and your blankets ready. It's the Arsenal topic. Ashraf, you win again tonight. You face Brighton.
Best team in the world. Best team in the league. One of the best in the world, to be honest. I'd say we're top 5 right now in the world. It's a very, very good performance against Crystal Palace, a team in form. Maybe not in form the last 2 games. I mean, I know they lost to Everton and they lost to someone in the Europa League, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Or the Conference League. Sorry. Yeah, they lost to someone in the Conference League. No,
they lost.
I'm not gonna lie, Ashraf. I used to be like, oh, Glasner would be a good fit for United. We play back 3. He'd make our system work, all that in case we got rid of Eminem. After what he did against Arsenal, I'm like, nah, you can't be that scared. You can't be that scared.
Yeah, exactly. He literally was shook that game.
You can't walk into. You can't look, because if that's the case, bro, like every game when you were a United manager is you versus, like, every game, every team is coming at you. Every team wants to take your lunch money. The pressure for every loss is intense. And he went into that game not even trying not to lose. He went into that game trying not to be embarrassed. He's like, yeah, we're gonna lose today, but we're not gonna lose badly.
Literally the way they were going out to the wingers and the fullbacks. There were times when Saka used to get the ball on the right, or Timber used to get the ball on the right, and there were 4 players running at them to try and avoid like a set piece or something. Did you guys see the Premier League official Twitter page, if I'm not wrong, today tweeted either Twitter page or Facebook, I can't remember, but the Premier League official account tweeted the only shot Arsenal faced on target the last 3 games, which was Crystal Palace. Did you guys see it? It was a cross from Munoz on the right.
Yeah.
And Raya comes out. I don't know if it touches Sar's head slightly or whatever. Literally, Raya comes out and claims the cross. That was a shot on target. Maybe because it was heading on goal. I don't remember. Like, that's how bad these guys were. They barely tried to come out and attack. They barely tried to do any proper press. It was honestly a joke. Last season, they actually came out as a lot more. Eddie. Yeah, correct, Marco. It was Eddie. They came out as a lot
when the chat comes for me when I make valid points. Like, someone tell me what is wrong with the statement, and I don't care at all. I'm just like, but tell me what was wrong with the statement that Glasner showed up to that game literally ready to lose. If you watch that game, you watch 15, 20 minutes of that game. You don't have to watch the whole
game.
But
bro, I kind of agree with that. Obviously, more respectfully, because like, the biggest, I'll tell you what, the biggest struggle Arsenal have traditionally under Arteta is a team that sits back and doesn't give them space to play in. So that is always going to be the setup. What Arteta needs praise for this season is his ability that he's found to break down these lower blocks, be it from a set piece. Big deal if it's from a set piece or not. He's got his way. These are the games he was struggling. If you look at Fulham last season away, I think you drew in the season before you lost. This season, you won 1-0.
So
Against Palace, you dropped points against Palace last season at home.
Last season,
This season, you've won.
I'm seeing people say, so I've watched a bunch of
Newcastle.
I've watched more
And
Palace
West
than I would
Ham.
have liked this year, just because at PL and shit and trying to figure out my teams. Palace have completely they're far more attacking this year than they have been in the past. They have the
100%.
second most XG in the league. The second most XG. Like this is people who like to use stats and use your eyes. They have been far more. They have not been Palace of last year. They've not been sit back FC. They've gone at teams. They have put teams under pressure. And I get it. You're right, Wolfie. The best way to beat Arsenal is to sit back. But this was criminal to me. I was like,
that was too much. Yeah,
they basically said we're just not going to lose at all. Like you, at some point.
Yeah, but don't you give Arsenal credit for locking them in that shape? Like this could be an Arsenal thing that held them deeper and kind of
but you know why I disagree, Wolfie, because
that wasn't what happened. If that's what was happening, I would 100% say it.
Yeah,
that is not what happened. They set up and basically were like, here's the ball. We're all back. Cool. Saka's got the ball. Swarm him. Kick it for. It was terror. I was upset. I was like, this. It was terrible. I was upset.
There were a couple of times when they used to come at us at the past, like with proper counterattacks. It wasn't even happening. Again, I don't know if it was like they were trying to be cautious. They didn't want to get caught in the counter themselves. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, but
they had
also Palace from 4 weeks ago, not the same Palace that played against you. Palace had just played in Europe as well and just lost. Palace are not in a good run of form right now. That's the other thing.
I get you. I mean,
what teams are doing. They've got 19
They'll
games
get back to form tonight. Don't worry.
They will.
I don't know. See,
I actually think they'll lose.
You get the form. You get the form. You get the
Palace
form.
come out, and I get it because Liverpool's setup might allow it. But if Palace come out and they attack Liverpool today and they look better, I'm just going to be like, at very least, you could listen. You're not going to. You have to understand, beating Arsenal was going to be tough anyway. But to sit back and just literally not give it a go at all, that's what bothered me. I'm like a team that I had a lot of hopes for that game. I was like, this is going to be fun to watch. And it just wasn't. I actually thought it was going to be a decent, and I thought truly, look at how we played against Liverpool. We gave them the ball.
Woodman.
You can give up the ball and still play good football. You can be out of position and still play proper football.
Is that your team for tonight?
Who's your team?
It's a
that's the official lineup.
Bring that back up.
That's crazy.
No.
You're not winning tonight if that's your lineup. Assuming Palace play seriously. Assuming Palace say we're playing with the crazy lineup.
Someone find the rumored Palace lineup.
No, we've never.
Cam just said get rid of the slot.
Yeah, Jurgen's never done that.
That's mad. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I've got
not
a
in the
feeling
form.
they lose tonight. Husam's going to be slot out. He's going to
That's
say
gotta
you should have played
No,
the
not
strongest
tonight.
team to build up form,
I'll
to
wait
build
for
up
Saturday.
confidence. You know, that
No.
kind of thing.
In the form you're in,
Yeah,
I genuinely don't take the League Cup that seriously. Honestly, I think it's just unnecessary trophy, an extra unnecessary trophy. But the reality is, you need, as Husam mentioned it before, you need to get that momentum. One win in just
Do
one
you
game.
think you're going to beat Brighton today? Actually, speaking of the Carabao Cup,
Depends on the lineup. Generally, I'll give you the exact same thing. If we start with our whole second team and they start with their best team, I wouldn't be surprised if they knock us out.
No, but
because
your
they
second
might
team-
take it seriously.
Your second team, I
Arsenal
think, is
can't
strong
do that
enough to
either.
get Europe.
Yeah, Arsenal can't listen.
Strong enough to get what?
Europe in the league.
To
Your
get top
second
4,
team.
you mean?
Your team's pretty strong, but if
No,
Arsenal,
Europe.
strong,
I'm saying
but-
Europe, like top six.
Man, Arsenal
Like, I
can't
went
do it.
through this earlier, right? So
Yeah,
if
top
you
6.
had- yeah, you could have Ben White at right back. You could have Mascara,
Correct.
Nkapi.
In
You
cap,
could
yeah.
put MLS at left back. Then
Correct.
you could put Wanyeri,
Norgard,
Norgard, Moreno.
Waneri, and Moreno. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if the rest were fit, you could have Madueke at the right. You could
Madueke,
have
Havertz.
up front, and then Trossard or
Trossard,
Martinelli.
yeah.
That team's good enough to be top 6 as well. So I don't think you
I
even
agree.
need to worry if there's a second team squad going out.
I will be. Listen, I get what you guys think, how you guys feel about the League Cup. I understand it, but I always go back to Jose's quote where the way he looks at the League Cup as it being the opportunity to win a trophy early, he's always looked at it as a catalyst to galvanize his team. Could be like, look, we started strong, we've won a trophy, now go on and win everything else. I think with Arsenal, you guys can't afford to be throwing anything. Arteta's got to win shit. We're past the point. And I get that
The league and the Champions League.
I know what you're going to say. People will be like, well, if he just wins a League Cup, no one's going to care. Listen, if he wins a League Cup, you guys go toe-to-toe all the way to the very end and City win 20 games straight or something, people might be like, well, at least Arteta's showing he can win something. He can win. If he does not win this league, if he doesn't go on and make it to a cup final in the Prem, because he's been knocked out how early the last few years? He's been knocked out way too early. He's got to
No, last season we reached the semi-finals.
Oh yeah, my bad. That was in the FA Cup, right?
FA Cup, we went out to United. Yeah,
you got knocked out in the Carabao Cup early. So either way, you've got no excuse for me at this point with Arteta to not be winning more trophies. To not to be an elite manager, you don't just win one trophy a year. That's fact. Even if it's the
I agree, but I disagree that the League Cup does anything. There's no evidence to show that the League Cup actually does anything for momentum. Is like just opinion. Yeah, that's his opinion, but there's clear evidence to show that sometimes it doesn't. Liverpool won the League Cup 2 seasons ago. They were top of the league at the time, and they went to not only lose the league, they got humiliated towards the end and finished third. Right?
Yeah,
there's many examples. We won the FA Cup. Again, Cam, let's not go with what managers say, and let's go by actually what happens on the pitch, because actions speak louder than words. The reality is, lots of teams have won the League Cup and won the FA Cup, and it didn't catapult them to do anything else. I remember Arsenal in 2014, we won the FA Cup. We ended our 9-year drought, right? And won the FA Cup that season in Ozil's first season. Yep. And our team was amazing. And we challenged for the league that season up until like Jan or Feb, and then we fell off and it became a 3-horse race. Next season, we got Alexis Sanchez, we got Welbeck, we got, I know you guys will laugh at it now, but Debuchy at that time was a starting right back for France. Ospina, who fair enough became our main. He was a starting right back for France at the time.
Starting right back, yep.
He was a starting right back for the competition
from Marseille, I swear, or Lyon.
No, it wasn't Marseille. I think maybe it was Lyon, if I'm not wrong. Yeah,
or Newcastle.
I think so.
No, Newcastle. He went to Newcastle after you, right?
I remember that year pretty validly because I remember.
But my point is, we got Alexis Sanchez.
Don't give a fuck about today's game at all.
No, I care about like individual performances and how we play. Yes, 100%. But if we get knocked out playing really well, I don't care. The ones I care about are the Premier League, Champions League, and the FA Cup. But the ones I'll judge Arteta on are the Premier League and the Champions League. Those are the ones I'll be judging him on and saying if he wins the League Cup and the FA Cup, that's not good enough for me, because the reality is we didn't need to spend $1 billion over the last 6 years to win an FA Cup or League Cup. Crystal Palace did it with a shoestring budget. Newcastle did it with way less spend than us. The reality is you don't need to win those cups. You don't need to spend that much money to win those cups. Otherwise, like that's just waste of money then. You can win those cups without paying that kind of money. And there's no evidence to show winning those cups.
There's no evidence that you guys can without spending that money, because you haven't in years.
Yeah, so. But I mean, how's that? But yeah, but we've challenged. We've come really close. The league, for example, we lost it by 2 points on the last day or on that one game against Aston Villa or the games before that. So we have shown we can win it.
But there's something to be said about a manager who can get his team over the line, and whether that's in a cup competition or not. Arteta
but he has. He won us the FA Cup in his first season. Why does that not count?
Yeah, I tend to agree. Sorry, Ashraf. It's the case of, okay, so if this shows a manager getting across the line, why weren't the big teams queuing up for Eddie Howe last season or Glasner? Yeah. Glasner was unhappy. Exactly. Glasner was unhappy in the summer with Palace. Any team could have come in and taken him from the big boys.
Well, the big boys all have their managers.
Huh?
All the big boys have their managers.
Really, Amorim wasn't under pressure.
Amorim is never the only pressure.
I believe had Amorim lost like 3 games in a row, maybe they would have gotten Glasner.
Guys, I will say this straight up: the only pressure Amorim's been under is from the fan base. As a United fan who pays attention and listens to what Sir Jim and everybody says, we have never once been briefed by the board or anybody credible that Amorim's under pressure.
Yeah, but you guys were saying the same thing about Ten Hag.
I'm not saying Ten Hag, it was clear. They were interviewing motherfuckers. That was obvious. Like they were just saying it out loud. But when actions speak louder than words, guys, we were interviewing managers, and we knew that. So you're under pressure if managers are being interviewed. Amorim has literally got the backing of, like, Sir Jim has done a business interview where he's like, no, I'll give Amorim his time. And I think Sir Jim has been very honest with his, like, everything he says out loud. It's been pretty clear. Like, he's gone and delivered and said the things he's going to do. So I'm not saying it's right. I thought Amorim should have been under a ton of pressure. I was ready to be like, Amorim's got to go. But Sir Jim keeps coming out and saying he's got a 3-year contract for a reason. And that's the only, like, for me, when you've got an owner who's as outspoken as he is saying, no, I'm gonna give him time. And the fact that we finally won 2 games straight It's been almost 2 years or whatever, and he's still there. It tells you he's not under pressure. Like
That's not happening this weekend, Habibi. No.
we're beating you this weekend.
All right.
We'll get to that in a sec, but just from a like Cam, you are right. Arteta needs a Carabao Cup, Ash. Chaik is an Arsenal fan as well. Are you like, okay, so what? Like, if you win this cup, you won't celebrate it or something?
I'll tell you what. Let's make this.
No,
Can I ask
that's
Ashraf
not
a
what I
question?
said.
If
If you win
Arteta
it, you won't
finishes with
celebrate
just the
it.
Carabao Cup, is that an acceptable season?
Depends how they do in the league.
They don't win
No,
it.
it doesn't matter. It's unacceptable regardless.
Exactly.
Because we've challenged
Now, if he
before.
finishes with just the Premier
the
League-
let's go till the end. We've done that already.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
If he just finishes with the Premier League or the Champions League, is that acceptable? Of course it is.
100%.
The Carabao Cup is like, you know, when you've gone into the restaurant, you've had the start of the main course. Carabao Cup is like, I've still got a little room for a bit of dessert. Maybe I've eaten it, maybe I don't, maybe I take it home with me. It's just a bonus. You need the main meal. The main meal is the Champions League or the league title. End of. And he has no more excuses. No more.
My thing is though, like, so what, Ashraf? If you win it, like, you won't celebrate it or something? Like, I don't.
He
get
didn't
it.
say
I
that.
will celebrate. I never once said I won't celebrate. Why would I not celebrate? I celebrate the Emirates Cup in the summer when we win it. So why would I not celebrate this? What are you on about? It's
That's a lot.
different. Celebrating is different from saying this is a must. You have to win it.
Fair
That's
enough.
the expectation. That's completely different.
I won't speak
Because
on you.
for me, I think we're the best team in the league, in my opinion. And the best team in the league wins the league. That's how it is. The best team in the league doesn't win the League Cup, and that's it. Move on.
Actually, Shaban, I've got 4 of them. So you just keep jerking off to the side of me. Sorry.
What?
What?
And I have some weirdo in the chat.
Someone was.
Who can't even
okay.
spell forest correctly, but anyway.
Speaking
Why do
of
people keep spelling it with a double R?
Because they're uneducated, bro.
It's not a cake, guys.
It's a very easy typo.
Is it?
Yeah, you just
Is it? No.
yeah, just
You got
Like Forest.
How
Gump?
do you spell the word forest? Like, you know,
I
jungle
would
and
love
forest. How do
to
you spell
know,
forest?
yeah, when anyone has used in school the word forest with a double R. Because that's not even
I want to
forest,
ask you all a
forest.
question though. Besides the Forest bullshit, have we all accepted?
No,
Arsenal
even
winning
forest
the league?
cake is spelled with one R.
we haven't
No, not
accepted
yet.
Arsenal winning the league because
Ashraf,
the-
I'm not asking you. Be quiet.
no,
Let them
I
ask.
haven't accepted
No.
Arsenal winning the league because
Fraud.
I've seen Pep do this before, where all of a sudden Pep
Correct.
fucking goes on a 20 game, 15, whatever crazy unbeaten streak, and that's what wins you leagues realistically, is not losing, right? And like at the end of the day, I've seen it. Like it's like, so I can't sit there and be like, oh, City can't do it, because that would just be ignorant. Liverpool, I have less in that space because I haven't seen Slot, as Wolfie said, under pressure and need to do it. I've not seen that. So it's hard for me to say that he's going to get it right. It's hard for me to, for all that, you know, like, but with Pep sitting there, you can't just say Arsenal's got the league because Pep's done it. Pep has been behind. He's been multiple. He's been this many points or more behind and still won a league. So I'm not really worried. I'm not saying Arsenal has it, but I agree. This is a, listen, I want Arsenal to win the league. I've wanted it for 3 years and it hasn't happened. So Arsenal needs to do it. Like, this is a you must for Arsenal. This is like, if you don't do it this year, the scary thing is if you lose Arteta, because I actually think Arteta is a good coach, by the way. It's like, I remember somebody tried to ask me that question. They're like, would you take Arteta? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Of course. Like, I'm not stupid. I think he's a good coach. End of the day, what we need to see Arteta do now is handle the pressure and lead a team to an actual Premier League title. And I think,
Are they going to
I
win
kind
it?
of agree. I think Man City will still win it. I think Arsenal have started better than everyone's given them credit for. I am very against.
Wait,
all these
Wolfie, just
calls.
so to double check, you still believe City will win it even now?
Yeah, because
And
I
in terms
think
of game?
here's how Arsenal win it for me. Arsenal need to be plus 7 or 8 points clear of Man City come mid-January. Then Arsenal for me are red hot favorites. If Man City are within 5 points
that's
of
pressure.
of Arsenal, then I actually make them favorite as in Man City, because I think they can close that gap. I think just the aura of Pep can do that, and I think Arteta gets flustered towards the end of the season. We've seen plenty of examples of that. I think Arsenal can go and put a lead on, because remember, Man City have got Liverpool in a game or two's time. They have to win that.
Ooh, tough game.
You know, but they have to win that. They have to win that. If even a draw is perfect for Arsenal. A draw is absolutely perfect, or a Liverpool win. So I think this is what Arsenal have to do, is just keep maintaining the pressure on the other teams, just winning their games and making sure Arteta doesn't do any of his stupid things, and they can do it. But I still think City will be within 5 points come the turn of the year, and then you'll see Pep doing what Pep does best.
The only reason why I don't say I think we'll win it yet is I just want to see more consistency, like from this. What we have done the last 5 games or so since Newcastle, I think has been amazing. I think if we continue this way against Burnley, Sunderland, then Spurs and Chelsea, and let's say we win all these 4 games and we play in that exact same style, I'll definitely say we're winning it then, regardless of who's behind us at the time. Because I've said this since the summer. I think we have the best squad depth.
What are you scared of, Ash? I genuinely don't get it. What's
I just said the manager's inconsistencies. If what he's done the last 5-6 games is amazing. I've praised him for that.
Okay,
I don't
explain
care
it to me. Like, what do you mean manager inconsistency? Because you're top right now, probably the most consistent.
Because what if he goes back to playing conservative? What if he goes back to not attacking as much? What if he goes back to not taking risks as much in some games? What if he goes back to trying and just avoiding to lose versus actually trying to go for wins? What if that happens? What if we play certain games and he plays Moreno, Zubimendi, and Rice again? Like, I don't think he will do that, but I'm saying there's no evidence to say he will definitely not do that, right?
And there is evidence to say against it. Is my point. You were
exactly.
5 points
there is evidence to
say
City,
yeah.
100%.
He changed
There's
the
evidence
style as well, didn't he? When you were playing fantastic football. So
I mean, we were winning.
It, yeah.
We were winning the league 2 seasons ago, and then against Villa, he goes and plays Havertz in the midfield again, which never worked before, and we ended up losing that game 2-0. So I don't know. I want to make sure I see that the next 4 games are crucial because they're all like Burnley. Okay, fair enough. It's not difficult. The other 3 are all difficult games. Sunderland,
those are banana
Tottenham,
slips. If you slip on any of those teams,
100%. But if I slap Burnley next week 6-0, I'm not going to say, well, there you go. I'm going to say, okay, but it's Burnley. We expected to do it. But the Sunderland,
I kind of
Tottenham,
disagree,
and Chelsea,
bro. I think you can mess up one game because Man City are playing Liverpool in that run. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't want to. I hear it.
Yeah, but I mean,
within that run, if you're gonna mess up, this is not a bad time to do it while they're playing each other.
I stand by Arsenal. You're worried about
performance more than anything else.
My worry is about Gyökeres. That's my worry. I don't think it's the manager anymore. I think it's going to be all.
And then this is the nitpicking that bugs me about what people are doing to Arsenal. So Gyökeres isn't scoring the goals. Okay, well you better hope he doesn't because they're top of the league and he has scored goals. He scored 5 in 11
This
games.
is what we were saying about Liverpool. Remember?
No. But the difference
we won
is
5 in a row and we haven't.
Hold on.
Imagine
The difference.
No, it's not the same.
The difference is Arsenal as a unit looks solid, defensively
exactly.
solid, and that way here's the difference. When Liverpool scored 2 goals, you still don't feel comfortable that they'll keep 2 out at the other end. When Arsenal get 1 goal, you're more than likely confident and comfortable that Arsenal will keep a clean sheet.
Their defense for me. Yeah. Okay, hear me out. I want to say that
championships win defense, not the other way around.
I'll give you a constructive rebuttal to what you just said. Let me just bring this up quickly because he's actually challenging Ash's point in the Carabao Cup. Ash, you're wrong. What you're saying is the reason why we have no trophy since we last won the FA Cup. Bring me Carabao, FA, Premiership, and Champions League. Currently,
I agree, but
are constructed, who can stop you from winning the Carabao Cup unless you guys you go to
guys
had next round or something. Big up,
I am not saying don't win the League Cup, don't win the FA Cup. I'm not saying intentionally lose. I'm saying if we end up losing them, as long as we perform well, especially if we start the second team, I wouldn't. It's not a priority. That's my. It's not even. Yeah, I know it sounds funny, but it actually is. Given the money we spend, don't spend $1 billion over the last 6 years. Have the best squad depth in the league, probably the best squad depth we've seen of Arsenal in 20-30 years, right? And say, well, win the League Cup and we'll be okay. Taik, I'm going to throw back this at you. If we win just the League Cup and the FA Cup, do you think that's a good enough season for the kind of team we have? If we only win the League Cup,
good question. Let us know what you think. Big up to Chaik and Ed for the super chats as well. But make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Here's my rebuttal to your point, Wolfie. This is a constructive criticism. I don't believe any team in my modern lifetime we've watched has ever been perfect. The Invincibles got grouped in the group stages in Champions League and like lost the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup as an example. Liverpool lost games that we shouldn't have. City, United,
We didn't
every
get
team in
group, but
history.
anyways.
The constructive criticism for me currently of Arsenal is in open play, I don't feel that they create enough. Now, we don't know. Let's assume, just for the sake of this argument, because this is the argument that people bring up. Let's assume Eze never scored that from the set piece, right? So let's assume the scoreline was 0-0. Don't you think the way that Arsenal attack in open play, having 0.17 XG in open play against Crystal Palace, like, don't you think objectively they need to be able to create chances for jokers who they bought to score goals this summer?
No. I don't understand why we split up XG and we're splitting up goals. Goals are goals.
I said this yesterday.
Goals are goals, bro. Like when I people laughed at this example I said, man. But when did set pieces become so taboo? I used to love watching Juninho for Leon taking free kicks. They're set pieces. His goals were fantastic. What's the difference? It's a set piece, man. It's a goal. Until set pieces are valued at half the level of an open play goal, then talk to me. At the end of the day, not only are their set pieces getting them goals, they're also creating panic in their team, in the opposition team, where the opposition team don't want to concede set pieces to Arsenal just because of the aura around it. And thirdly, and the most important point, this isn't an Arsenal problem. This is a 19 other teams problem. Arsenal, breaking news, have been doing this for a couple of years. And their setups,
Exactly.
and I've studied their setups and I've used them in my under 15s, and it works at all. This is at grassroots level. You set up how Arsenal set up. You know what? There's method behind the madness. So it's down to the other 19 teams to figure out how to stop them. They've had 2 or 3 years to do it, and they haven't done it. So why the hell should Arsenal change? When the ball goes in the back of the net, it counts as one goal, just like any other time.
By the way, Wolfie, I even went and checked the stats because maybe Husam didn't say it, but some others were saying that Arsenal was 16th, 17th in open play chances created. We are 5th in the league for open play chances created. So people make it seem it's bad. It's not even that bad.
The thing that's pissed me off, and I openly will criticize Arsenal and Arteta when they deserve criticism.
Yeah, same.
The thing that I think has really annoyed me this week is I never before the last 2 weeks have seen a stat where they show a league table of open play goals scored in the Premier League.
Yeah,
like, this is literally digging out to find anything. Instead of people just saying, look, Arsenal are top of the league, they're in a good moment, let's see how it plays out. Arteta has to prove himself. No, let's find some obscure stats that no one's ever looked up before. Open play freaking tables.
I agree with this fully.
It's crazy. It's
but there is a reason why the media say that, though.
I agree with this.
I get paper. That's why.
Us as YouTubers, it's different. I'll be honest. I'd rather listen to Cam for an hour than listen to Carragher for 1 minute. Like, legitimately, I'd rather listen to Ashraf
Cam is very good.
As he's been. I'd rather listen to Ashraf for 30 minutes than Neville for a minute.
But
I'd even rather listen to Wolfie for 15 minutes than listen to Carragher or Neville. So, but here's the thing: life is about perspective.
Bro, but this is the same fucking media. But this
hear me out.
Media that say shit like,
I'm talking from a media perspective. I'm gonna just say the point. I'm gonna mute my mic.
No, but
put yourself in their shoes, in their perspective. They're trying to sell the product, which is the Premier League. Ooh, everywhere around the world, let's all tune into Arsenal Palace this Sunday. The whole planet is watching, and then it's a bore fest.
No, you know what you do? Well, you know what you do to sell the Prem, though? No, but hold on. You know what you do to sell the Prem in that situation, then? You educate fans. You educate them on the importance of set pieces.
Exactly.
You educate them on, like, I've seen some of the set pieces Arsenal taking this year, and I'm like, fair play. That was dope. Like, being like some of the flick-ons are so, like, the one from Gabriel that was in perfectly on his head, perfectly flicked
to
on, out to Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Like, they practice that.
Exactly.
That is extremely difficult.
Why is it not praised? Why is it not praised?
By the way, I don't know if you guys have seen this before. There are times
teams criticized. Why are the 19 teams not criticized for being better at set plays?
You know how pissed off I was when
have you guys
the same set piece against Bayern Deer that he let in every single fucking game basically he played? Like, they clearly knew. They're like, we are going to loop the ball in as close to this motherfucker as possible. And that's going to be a goal. Like, they just knew. Then it's just like you sit there and you go, okay, we know it's coming. We didn't
much
do
PTSD from Cam there.
No, it's so true. That goal right there. I sat there when I was watching that game. We were so good. I still get so mad that we didn't get a draw from that game. We looked so good, and then they got that corner, and I was like, this motherfucker's gonna score it basically direct corner. Watch.
And also, let me add,
dang.
the other narrative that's annoying me at the moment is Man City or Haaland FC. Oh, if Haaland gets injured, that's it. Man City are done and dusted. If Haaland doesn't score, they're not going to do it. That's just disrespectful to the other players that Man City have and the manager that they have. If Haaland gets injured, Pep will find a way. Marmoush is about to come back or is back into full fitness. Now, I'm not saying he's going to score the goals that Haaland's going to score, but he's a different option. There's so many pathetic narratives being built right now in football because people are worried that what's going to happen this season is what happened last season. Liverpool walked it last season and there was nothing to talk about from January onwards. And now the fear is, how can we bring Arsenal down to maybe add pressure on them so we don't have... Sam's right. The brand needs to be intact and talked about until May next year. I hear your point. I hear your point, but there are better ways to do it. The better way to do it is talk about Arteta's history in a run, what he's done when he's had a lead. How has he changed? Be objective about it. Are we seeing signs of improvement in his mentality compared to what we saw 2 years ago? Those are the better conversations to be having than, oh, Arsenal scored another corner goal. Oh, Gyökeres has only scored 5 goals in 11 games. Oh, this, that, and oh, Haaland FC and all this stuff. These are not objective football discussions. These are agendas.
That's lazy. That's lazy. It's that you got to go soon, though. I really want to talk about what your feelings are for the game because...
let's preview it for 2 minutes.
Let's do it. Light work, we win 2-0 because Manchester United, they think after winning 3 games that they're back in the Fergie era. I've been laughing so much at the change in the United stance in their fan base. I'd say the majority of Man U fans wanted Amorim out, especially after you lost that last game. Who did you play before Liverpool? It was Brentford, wasn't it?
Grimsby or something, or Brentford.
It was Brentford. The Brentford one, I think I saw a lot of Man U fans turn on him and be like, khalas, it's time for him to go. Now that you've won 3 games, there's too much recency bias, again, in football. It's, oh, we've won 3 games, we're in a title race. I'm actually hearing Man U fans saying, if Liverpool are in a title race, Man U are in a title race.
So real quick, because you clearly... the fans you're looking at are on Twitter and idiots that are just looking for clicks. I will say this, based on like all the
you've heard the same thing, yeah?
No, I've not heard we're in a title race personally. I've not heard.
If Liverpool are in a title race, Man, you're in a title race.
I personally have not heard a single.
I have heard that United.
I have heard it. I can even name the person who said it.
Who said this?
There's loads.
And I'm gonna make a crystal clear statement if somehow, some way, this becomes a United Arsenal title race, wallahi, I'm singing North London forever. Wallah.
I just want to say straight up that
come on, Husam.
I've never said that. I will say what United fans in my circles that I've seen, one of the things that everybody has always said with Amorim was they want to just see what he actually wants to do on the pitch work. Like, the problem everybody has with Amorim, like the biggest problem, and this is just factual, is everybody hates the 2-man midfield. Everybody hates the 2-man midfield. They hate it because in the Premier League, it is very tough to win when you get overran in the midfield. He came out and said, my system will evolve. Guys, I need them to understand the base. And everybody's sitting there being like, all right, bet. Well, you got to win some fucking games. We can't just sit there and have you say, it's going to work, it's going to work, it's going to work, and you don't do anything about it. He did do something about it in a few games. I keep forgetting who it was. I think it was Sunderland. No, it wasn't Sunderland. Who do we play now?
No, bro, he still played Bruno and Casemiro.
But there's a few games where he's evolved it, and I can't remember the game because I smoked too much weed. But
Brighton,
we played Mount up top, and Mount being up.
Oh, that was Sunderland. That was Liverpool. That was Liverpool.
Yeah, it wasn't Mount up top. It was Mount in the midfield. But it looked like he started the lineup with Mount up top, but Mount actually played in the midfield to make sure we didn't get overran. And then the next game, he switched it up again, and he is evolving to the point where he's not leaving Bruno by himself.
Again, I think this is clutching at straws. Sorry to interrupt, but I do have to go. The reason I say that is because the sample size is too small. The bigger sample size is of him messing up. The bigger sample size is there's been a lot of these like lights at the end of the tunnel
But at some
that have
point,
been
it's got to
flapped
switch.
down.
At some point, it either switches or it doesn't. And when you start
Correct.
seeing
No, it doesn't. There's no rule that says that in football. At some point, you can go on a nice little run, win a couple of games, and then you do get slapped. You're not going to suit playing against Forest out. By the way, I think Daesh is crap. Like, I
he's
think
gonna sit
Forest
back
have
the
been
whole
crap.
game.
But I just don't think. I think Man U will struggle if Forest go defensive in a Daesh system.
So
And that's why I think he will overcommit. If Daesh has any brains about him, he will put 3 man in our midfield to overrun your 2 in there, and then try and put some pace on the counter attack. A bit like how we beat you last season with Alanga, but we haven't got that pace.
So we'll see real quick. We'll see, because I said this last stream when I was with Mo and them and said, I think the Forest test is the bigger test because they're going to sit in a low block,
Yeah,
and we're going to have to figure out how to score against a low block. Personally, I could see us coming out of the game with a draw where you don't score and we don't score. I don't see any world.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
by
don't see
that.
any world where we
By the
lose
way,
this game.
Palace actually went with a strong lineup as well.
We won't
are
lose this
so-
game.
Yeah,
We're gonna
they
get
rested
touched
some players,
tonight.
but
Boys, I gotta jump. I'm
The
gonna
rest
get some
some players.
football.
Big up, Wolfie. Big up.
Salam,
big up,
boys. I'll see you
Big
later.
Big up. Let me just grab these supers before we end the stream. Husam, on the football terrace, Terry and Mo destroyed your narrative. You know, AMT, I don't get why you've become
oh,
like
I
this.
need to watch this now. Is that true?
What do
I
you
need
mean
to watch
destroyed
it.
my narrative? I just have a different perspective. I think the most sustainable thing is Arsenal's defense, and I think you're going to win the league. What narrative, bro? Just because I say create more chances for jokers, it's a narrative. Fucking hell, bro. You guys need to relax. Not everything is a narrative and an agenda. It don't matter. Man United won Carabao and FA. They throw it at us. Liverpool won Carabao as well. It's part of Klopp's success. Bring me trophies.
Man wants to win trophies. I get it.
Wait,
Ashraf,
wait.
this
I'm
is at
sorry.
you.
I have to. Yeah. I'm gonna rebuttal this. This actually proves my point because, for starters, if you're someone who just sits there and cares about banter and the fans will laugh at me, I'm sorry, Chaik, but that's a you problem. If your whole life and the reason your reason for watching football, I was going to say raison d'être. Your reason for watching football is how other fans will banter your club and and if your emotions with your club are tied based on how other fans talk about your club and rival fans mock your club, that's a very weird thing for me in my I've never understood that part. It's like, you know, the fans who say I would rather my club gets relegated if it means my rival club never wins a trophy ever again. Like I always find that mentality quite weird. Secondly, United winning the Carabao Cup and FA Cup actually proves my point because they've won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup and they got worse. You think that season when they won the FA Cup and we won nothing and finished with 89 points? Honestly, who do you think was happier that season? I'll actually ask the United fan here. Cam, were you happy that season you won the FA Cup and you finished 8th?
No,
For majority of the season.
I was happy we got into the Europa League.
There you go. There you go.
I won't lie.
95
Only to lose to
for-
Spurs in the final.
For 97, no, I'm talking about the season when they won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
For 97 to 98% of the season,
I would have
United
taken,
fans were miserable. They celebrated the FA Cup against City, and
But
then next day went back to saying
I'm
Ten Hag out,
definitely
Ten Hag out,
on
Ten Hag out.
camera saying we had a better season because we won a trophy. So you know.
Yeah, I disagree with that for sure.
No, that's me
Definitely
being.
disagree with that.
I was bantering though. That's me
Yeah, I
being
get
like,
you.
If
I
we
get
no,
you.
but if put it okay, I will say this, Ashraf. If we had won that FA Cup, like, and this is kind of my point about Catalyst. If we had won it,
Yeah.
went on, had like a top 4 season, won the Europa, then I would have gone back and said, truly, we had a better season because that cup win then catapulted
It's
us
tied
into
to next
being
season's
better.
progression.
It's tied to
100%.
next season. You being
100%.
second is whatever, right? So that's what I
100%.
would have. But because we won the FA Cup and then
And go worse.
capitulated, yes,
Yeah.
there's no world where I could say I'd rather that because you were in a position to now kick on to potentially win the league where we went backwards. So that's the
and that-
context needed. That's the
And
context.
that
needed.
brings me back to the point I mentioned earlier, which is there is no clear evidence to show winning the League Cup or the FA Cup catapults you to do anything else because
I
there's
think with
evidence
some
on
of the
both
teams,
sides.
There is some evidence. I think with some teams,
Yeah, but I know, but if it's not something consistent across at least 70% of the teams, we cannot say that is the reason they went on to win things.
that's fair.
That
That
was
is-
my point earlier. Yeah.
Okay, guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream here. Do make sure you guys check out our sponsors. Okay, Jersey. Big up to everyone who's actually been buying the jerseys and messaging me, telling me how amazing they look and everything. So I appreciate you all.
Do they just
The
do
lineup
is it
after
just
the
footy
losing
jerseys?
run,
Is
laughing
it
my
just
ass
soccer
off.
jerseys?
Yeah.
Is it just soccer? But are there other like
Just
NFL.
football, brother.
I do that sometimes. I like to do it on purpose.
Just
I like
football, Habibi.
upsetting people.
Just football. But yeah.
Is it just English football?
Yeah, but you get like baseball editions, you get different things
Do
as
you?
well.
Okay, because I need a baseball jersey and I don't want to spend top dollar. So
There is a United baseball kit. It actually looks amazing, I'll be honest. Yeah, it actually
Oh,
looks great.
someone clip that.
No, the jersey
I would
itself, bro.
never
You can
wear
say
it.
a
I know,
jersey
I'm
looks
joking.
good.
Of course, I know.
This guy
100%.
clipped that. You want me to get like more abuse than I already am on this platform? Let me breathe.
Bro, I think after tonight, I think you might get abused after tonight. I
Oh,
don't know
we're
what
so
kind
gonna
of
get
lineup
touched.
he went with.
That's why I need to go now because I need to go eat something because I'm gonna be on stream for
Go
fucking
eat.
5
You'll
hours
need the
to get
food.
abused. I need like some energy. Look at this palace. Benitez, Munoz, Canvo, Lacroix, Gehi, Sosa, Kamada, Will Hughes, Ismail Assar, Pino, and Ketia.
I'm gonna go hate watch.
Anyway, love to all
Wait,
of you
who are
guys.
United playing?
We're out, bro.
No,
we got knocked
they're
out
out.
by Grimsby, bro.
Grimsby, mate.
I know. I knew that. I just wanted to
That's
say.
listen.
Hey,
That's so far in the
Rasa
past. I forgot about it. What are you talking about?
Let's
Cup doesn't
see
matter,
what happens
Ashraf. What are we
tonight.
talking about? The cup doesn't matter. We threw the game.
Oh, 1-0. I love that response.
I
by the way.
love
Like,
that.
oh, you
I
said,
love that. I love that.
you
Cam.
said it didn't matter, innit? So you
I
shouldn't,
love that. I
care
love that.
about
Yeah, but
it.
you don't
Yep,
get knocked
yep.
out to Grimsby. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
Hey,
it's not the same.
not it.
I
Who
get
cares who
you.
we lost to?
I get you.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna get touched up tonight. Love you all, and this stream's gonna take you over to the watch along. Speaking of hate watches, like this video, subscribe for it, and I'll see you on my watch along, Habibis. Peace out.
Peace, boys.